Alright, that's pretty good. Hello everyone, and welcome to yet another stream of Sanctum 2, with me, Voltage McGammar. Hey Lord Zelkova. I'm starting about an hour late. That's okay, I was helping Mills out. And so that's why I'm late. Let's just get into the game. Last time I did the Abandoned Lab for about 2 hours, and the Depths. Today we'll do the Labyrinth, and whatever's beyond. For those who haven't been reading this comic, the plot up to this point is that the looms were coming, and they've been coming harder than ever. So now we're going and activating old cores along abandoned ways to try and find out why. Huh, no game. I see. There we go. I was on the wrong layer. Thank you for letting me know. Alright, let's see. I think this is a good map for Haigen. Right. So I'm gonna play as Haigen for this map. So... I don't need weak spot damage, I just need other things. What am I going for? Definitely not that, not with Haigen. What do I need? Engineer could be good on this map. Enemies close to me are slowed. This is a small map, so this is good. And boosted damage for close enemies. That's good. So we're going to continue to use the ACP. We've learned that the amp tower is not so good for me. Although it might be good on this map, because things are far. Focus laser is still great. Lightning tower could be good on this map. We'll find out. If I remember right, this is also one of the easiest maps in the game, so I don't really need to worry about it so much. What else should I bring? I'm not going to use DLC towers yet, if I can help it. Or guns, for that matter. So let's just use what works. Yeah, these work. And swap the skin, why not? There's also another feature of this game that I've not really showed. If I hit T, I open up this little chat thing at the bottom right, and I can say...
Hey, you. John Madden. Football.
That was one of my favorite things about this game when it came out. I could join public lobbies, and just... Oh, wow, this map. I could join public lobbies and just speak with Microsoft Spam Speak. Which works out really well. Alright, so it looks like the goal for this map is to try and force enemies to the south. Because that looks like it is where the most mazeable area is. I don't really have enough blocks to do that yet. So instead, I should just place down a couple of blocks to force enemies to come to me. So... yeah, if I put a block here, they can't go that way. And if I put a block... Nope, don't run into their spawn, that's how you die. If I put a block here... and if I put a block here... yes, they really only gave me 3 blocks. So let's just do that for now. I'll refund it later.
We made it.
Ah, yes, snorkers. My favorite. I lied. Alright. That helped, but I don't need it. I need to force them to go to the south. I need enough blocks to force them to go to the south. I might have enough blocks now. So where do I need to put a block to make sure they go south?
This will work nicely.
I have to make sure that they're still able to reach both cores. So I can't, like, put a block here and just completely wall them off. So I do have to go through this way. I only have one more block now. But it here forces them to go to this lower point. Okay. So that is, I think, the minimum number of blocks I need. Probably. Unfortunately, this means I can't really get them nearby the tower. So that's bad. For now, I'll just put an ACP there. I probably don't need it. You know what? I don't need it. I don't need it. I'm getting cocky. I'll put it there anyway, just to be safe. Save one block in top left. Yeah, I probably can. You know what? That's a good idea. If I put this here... Yeah, they're still forced to go south. Okay. That means I could put one block here. I'll move that later too. Okay, the Snorkers will probably kill me.
They're on their way.
Alright, they have to pass by this. The Snorkers might not actually be able to kill me. Because I'm playing as Haigen, and Haigen has lots of health. Yeah, no problem. Heavy walkers. Oh, good, flyers. Oh, good, my favorite. He lied. Okay, now I can put this over here. Actually, that's not really going to help me this wave, is it? 2 focus lasers might help me more this wave. Okay, that'll get those walkers. I just need to get on the flyers before they fly. So where can I hang out? They're probably going to go straight for the top core. That's my guess. So I'm going to try being here.
Loads incoming.
If I can kill it, though, I will. Oh, there you go. Yep, I see you. I see you. Yep. How dare. Where? Yep, there's definitely one on the other core now. Okay, the towers alone were not enough to deal with heavy walkers, which that's fine, they did a lot of damage.
All clear for now.
Wow, I'm already halfway through the map. This is such a small map. And short. 1 rhino. That's fine. 1 rhino.
Not enough tower bases.
Let's try doing one of these.
Perfect.
I don't really have a lot of big things, do I? I just have lots of... Yeah, let's try this. This might work. This might work. Okay.
They're on their way.
I have to deal with that rhino. Okay, it's dealt with. This might just be a no towers map. I am getting hit. That's okay. I'm playing Haigen. Haigen does tons of health. Haigen can take it. Yeah, didn't even need the towers. Hovers. That might be a problem. Couple of snorkers, no big deal. 3 walkers. No big deal. Yeah, why not?
This'll work nicely.
Actually, since I'm not using an ACP, I can shove that over here. And like this theoretically makes the maze a little bit longer. Yeah, why don't I just wait for them to come to me?
Moves incoming.
Because I want to go out there. I want to shoot them. Not that one, though. Tons of health. I'm fine. Yep. Yeah, the hover put me in my place.
We made it.
Oh good, more flying enemies. I have a bad idea. Why don't I just stick a thing here? And as for down here, I can just upgrade that lightning tower. Yeah. Not the best, but like... I should be able to keep the flyers distracted. It seemed like they were all going up this way anyway. So, maybe if I just stand on top of this thing, I should be okay. Wait, is that mine? Hold on. Come on. I thought I saw a mine up there. It's a mine, kind of. Kind of. Just in case, let's, put this here for next wave. Let's get back where I was. Here looks good. Get on. Come on. Come on, Bolt. You can jump if you want to. Come on. Up on the rock. Oh, there's a little bit of invisible wall going on. I see. All right, this is fine.
They're on their way.
I think that's the soaker. It's doing its job in distracting me. Yep, there it is. Let's just make it nice and big. It did its job, it distracted me. I see.
Nice.
Alright, and we're already on the last wave. Oh good! One Walker Patriarch! Oh good! I lied. One Walker Patriarch and a ton of mini-walkers. Okay. Alright. I need to rethink my strategy here. Okay, I need room to fight that thing. This one block here is definitely the best, but I need room to fight that thing, that I'm not gonna get killed by a lot of little guys. Oh goodness, what can I do? And they're all hyper aggressive too, so that means they're all gonna be going for me. Alright, I no longer need these. One of these can handle all the little walkers. We've learned that. And we can even force them to be closer to it longer. So, this can handle all the little baby walkers. I just need something to help me with the big walker now. I could put... Alright, that'll give him some junk to try and get through, but not a lot. And while he's getting stuck on that junk, he'll take some damage from this. Only go after big. This might do it. Let's find out.
Incoming.
Nope. You can punch me as hard as you want. Because I'm not the core. Yeah! Easy. Okay. I'm really hurt. But they can't get through. Easy. Yeah, that is definitely the easiest level I've had since the first map.
Damn good for them.
Which is also probably why I got no experience for it. But that's fine. I'll take an easy level after the abandoned lab. Alright, what's this? Okay, giant map. This could be a SiMo map. This could be a SiMo map. Let's be SiMo. Seems like we need really long-range stuff. Rockets might be good here, but I'm thinking the ACP is still the way to go. Slowfield didn't really help me previously. Oddly, rockets and... Since this map is so big, violators might be good. Yeah, this might be just what we need. This might be a map for Phoenix, too. We'll see how much I die. Uh, 30% more damage that you have recently attacked. Okay, yeah, sure. Alright, giant core in the middle. Looks like there's gonna be 3 spawn points. And I have 10 tower bases. So, for the beginning at least, 10 walkers. Alright, that's fine. We can force them all to go one way. Now they're forced to go up there. And I missed a little bit there. That's fine. Not the best for walkers, this Violator, but actually, you know what? A rocket might be better for this point. Not quite level 2. Oh, well. Oh, wait, mines. I might need these later. I want to use these on wave 1. Oh boy, lots of mines! Look at them. Big pustule mines. How come they don't blow up on me? Like, if these things are growing in, like, loom areas, how come they... You know, I'm not gonna question it. Just... put them down. And I can pick them all up later if I need it. Okay, what do these things do? Okay, good way to traverse the map. Fun. Nice squishy noises. Wonderful. Everybody loves it. I could head off the map here, but I might get killed just for walking off the map. Nope, invisible wall. Okay, game. Good to know. Is there a jumpy button over here? It looks like there might be over there. No. So there's only one jumpy button on this map, from what I can see. Because these flowers are not jumpy buttons. I really like this fauna. It looks neat. I wish there was another jumpy button. Oh, it looks like there's one here. Maybe this can be used to get up. Okay. And what do I get for being up here? Looks like just a good sniping spot. That's fine. Alright, let's begin.
Approaching.
Okay, I can do it. Oh good, now they're coming from the other direction. I see. At least they've given me tons of bases. I'm receiving a phone call. One moment. They wanted to see about my car's extended warranty. Haven't had one of those in a while. That's fun. Don't need these two over here anymore.
Placing defensive structure.
Hello, Nuno. The Annihilators should target the guys with the most health. Yeah, I know you can reprogram to have them go after different enemies like that. A little bit, with some towers. But most of the time I need them to attack things that are completely different. Like, 2 maps ago I needed to have the Violator shoot low health targets because otherwise they would get stuck on the Hoverer Queen. It's weird. As for this map, for this particular moment, yeah, you know what? Let's just throw some Violators down. I don't know what has more health, the Walker or the Bobblehead. Hopefully I can kill the Bobbleheads before the Walkers become a problem. We'll see. Maybe one big Violator will do more work than many smaller Violators. Alright, I can't really close off the core yet. Although I am building a pretty decent wall. Let's see what we got. If I really have to, I can always start the map over and use those mines. They give you a ton of mines on this map. Where you at? Oh, there's still more mines there that I missed. Oh, I didn't empty my clip. Come on. Aim a little bit better, Bolt. Come on. I can get him in one shot if I can actually hit him. Timed wave. Alright. That's good. They're coming from over there. That's fine. Can't completely seal off the core. But I can have it go in a direction I want it to go. I think I want them to get in down here. Oh, I didn't seal that end off. Okay, walkers, little walkers, more walkers, runners. Alright, I think that means I should probably have an ACP. The ACP will help me more than a Violator. Come on, come on. Good enough. The runners should be no problem for the ACP. That means I should probably focus on other things. If they come in, it might just be runners right now. I keep switching too early. I keep thinking the battle rifle only has 4 shots. It has 5. Okay, here they come. Wait, what's... Alright, I think I lost this wave. This might be a wave I need to use those mines. Yep, okay, I definitely lost. I was not ready for all the walkers. Lesson learned. That's fine. I learned from my mistakes. I think. I know that I'm not good with SiMo, but if I'm going to play more maps with SiMo, then this is going to be the one that I do it. So the ACP was the mistake, probably. Rockets probably would have done better. I still think that everything went fine. I just need to maze better, probably.
100% charged. Time to kill.
Yeah, I probably don't need to loop off this bottom section. I need to get them down to that bit over there. So, with that knowledge, let's just start walling off this way. And absolutely use the mines this time. Let's go get those mines. They give you 5 million mines. And now we know why. Go pick them up. Make sure they don't get used on this wave. I definitely need them for that walker wave. So let's keep them nice and safe on top of this rock for now. 7, 8, 9 mines. 10 mines. That's fun. I know I refund it later, but whatever. Right now, with the difficulty I'm on, there's no reason not to just build something and refund it later if I need it.
Defensive mode activated. Aim perfect. Watch and learn.
Oh, hello. Hi, how are you?
Weapon
Didn't see you there.
aim perfect. Slowing down, take my grenade. Blue swarm defeated.
Easy, when I can hit them. And no reason not to take that back.
Metal things analyzed. Placing defensive structure.
Let's just try to force them down to this bit down here. I can try and make it better later. Yeah, that's looking like something. If that's what I have to do, that's what I have to do. The focus might do better against those heavy walkers. One big focus should be good. It's right next to their spawn point, so they should walk right into it. And it's level 3 right now. Okay, so I do need to focus on the baubles. Hopefully they come towards me and not... Okay.
Clones approaching. Aim perfect.
Okay. So far, so good.
Weapon overheat. Situation
Alright, now this wave.
under control.
Alright. That looks better. That looks better to me. Yeah, get this up right now. One away from the edge should be good. That gives them more opportunities to hit. Complement that with a focus laser. Make sure it's able to reach around the bend.
Considered.
Tell you to go after high health targets only. There's more walkers than anything else, so I know an overcharged ACP will... Okay, and now I have time to mine. Alright, just in case. Alright, let's move this slightly to the right. There we go. Better weapon switching would help too.
Enemy destroyed. Blue eliminated.
Where are those walkers? The runners aren't going to be a problem, right? Yeah, now that the ACP is there and fully upgraded, and overcharged even. Okay, yeah, it's just walkers that are going to be a problem.
Weapon overheat.
It's working. Yeah, the maze design absolutely did this. This wasn't even the mines. This was all the ACP focus working together.
Cup of coffee.
Alright, so I'm not worried about the walkers. The screamers can hit me? Oh well, big whoop. Can the screamers hit the core from spawning over there, though? Sometimes they're sneaky little guys, and they can just aim over the wall. Alright, I'll focus on dealing with those screamers just to make sure that they aren't a problem. Having a rocket here can help out. I'll leave the focus at a low level for now.
Metal things I like.
That sure is a maze. Okay. Screamers. Hopefully they don't scream at the core from over here. If they do, I'm gonna be a little bit perturbed.
Activated. One more kill.
Okay, that's fine. They're stuck. And that's fine. That means they can't get to the core. Alright, how far do they make it? Okay, a couple of them wandered into those emergency mines. That's fine. So walkers are getting through a little bit. Not by enough to really care. Maybe I need to overcharge the ACP just a little bit more. Alright, they got through the emergency mine. Oh, you.
Situation under control.
Of course, some deals a long way around. Okay, last 2 blocks. Next to the wall. Oh, like here? one of those. Yeah, it forces the southern spawn to come a long way. Yeah, that works. I can also try to bend this wall up more. Just have a vertical climb. Now that I have the blocks to do it.
Placing defensive structure. Not enough tower bases.
Something like that. That's what I got the blocks for right now. Alright, let's see what we got. Flying enemies. Wonderful. What we got from over there? Armors. Okay, those are going to take 8 years. Walkers, not that big of a deal. So as long as I shoot the flyers, there's only 3 of them. I can do that. This can also help me with the flyers. Alright, I want you to target weak things. I want you to target big things, and you just keep being strong. I'll get you to level 3 one day, but I need the ACP to have just a little bit more oomph. Okay, I deal with the flyers.
Looms approaching.
Is it spawned? Oh, it's going through there. I see. Or it was. Oh no, my rocket tower hit the wall. That's not good. Can't really get a good angle at it. I have to stay here. Well, that's not great that the rocket hits the wall. I might have to remove the rocket. Not really worried about the armor because focus lasers exist. I say as I then shoot the armor. I can deal with the armor. As long as I'm not getting hit by the walkers.
Statistics show that my superiority is absolute. Watch and learn.
I should have been worried about the armor. Never mind, it didn't even hit the core. I'm fine. Okay, now this has to go up. Snorkers, hover, soakers, couple heavy walkers. Yeah, this is fine. My setup is fine for this. Yep, that's forcing them to go a long way. I could move where the end of the maze is, too. I'll do it later, when I'm not timed. I'm worried I'll run out of time at a pivotal moment. Alright, where are they coming? East first, I see.
Activated.
I don't really have a fast weapon to make these go big. Guess I wasn't really worried about soakers when I went into my loadout for this map. Oh yeah, hovers, right. You guys sure exist. Something finally spawned from the northwest. Come on. So I should probably go see if it's going to get through the maze.
Weapon overheat.
It looks like they might, if I wasn't paying attention to it. Oh yeah, the Snorkers. I forgot about you guys. The ACP is strong enough that I should be able to just deal with Snorkers. I shouldn't even have to think about them. I do have to worry about these, because I don't really have a rapid-fire tower. The Focus is the closest thing I have to one of those. So I might need to build a second Focus.
Situation under control.
Oh good, a Patriarch. Oh good, okay, lots of little walkers, Okay, so, my plan here is I'm gonna make junk walls. That'll buy me a little bit more time to help fight them. And I'll have you help me out with that.
Tactical options considered. Choice made.
Only shoot at the biggest health thing. Yeah, the rockets really aren't helping. So I'll get you up to level 2 just to help me deal with this boss. And just to make sure that the walkers don't get through, more power to the ACP. Okay, that's my thought process. The boss might just ignore these junk walls and go that way too. One wall should be enough to stop the boss briefly. So it does have a 2 smash area. And I can try to kite it into this wall here. That should work. We'll try that out. Since he's on aggressive, he should come at me.
Approaching. Suffering damage.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Oh, shoot. Oh, that's bad.
More health decreasing.
And
Weapon overheat.
that means they should try to ignore the maze entirely. Yes, yes, they will.
Total destruction. 10% suffering damage.
Alright, I need to run.
Weapon overheat.
Well, on the plus side, the boss didn't kill the Violator. So the Violator is helping me when no other tower is.
More health decreasing. More integrity threatened.
My health comes back, the course health doesn't.
More health decreasing.
Alright, I have to do better about the boss wave. That's very unfortunate. That's very unfortunate.
Mission status.
That happens, though. Alright, the answer here might just be don't play as SiMo. Unfortunate, I do want to try and make sure all the characters get, like, some showing. And I don't want to use DLC things before I have access to DLC things. Or would, like, in chronological, like, release order, whatever. So unfortunately, I might just have to play as the best character once again. I might have to play as Sweet.
Okay,
What did I use here? Violator. Yep, that's what I'm using. The unstable core really helped me against the abandoned lab. But I don't think that's going to be the answer here. Go with that, because that'll help. That. Okay. Let's do the SMG. The SMG is actually really good against single targets. And it'll let me do something against bobbleheads. Okay. We go again. Not all levels can be as easy as that last one.
Okay, this might work. Right, here we go. Wow!
Oh, I forgot to carry with the mines! Wow, I'm doing worse. I lost a lot of mines there. That's okay. I shouldn't need the mines as much now that I'm playing as Sweet. Yeah, I'm not gonna scrap the run just because I forgot a couple of mines.
This should hurt a bit.
But now that I'm aware of them, I'm going to remember them and I'm going to pick them up. So this core took a little bit of damage. Big whoop. Okay. I could try to have the maze go the other direction. So I have towers that are there for the Patriarch. But at the same time, I feel like that's a bad idea because then the Patriarch just breaks all the towers. Where do we got this wave? Bobbles and heavies. You know what? Let's try this. To force them to go that way first. For now.
Tower here, tower there. Not enough tower bases.
I'll just rebuild this wall later. And that was the ideal
Okay,
range.
this might work.
Yeah. I feel like that's similar to what I had before. Not really. I can straighten it out now while I'm thinking about it. That'll save me a little bit of time later. Okay.
They're here.
Objectively better character, I say, as I suddenly struggle with things. Different characters have different strengths.
Come on.
You know what? Yeah, I might just... Okay. Lesson learned. And once they're on the core, they're actually harder to get. I'm not seeing that one on the right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's gonna be a restart.
Oh, snap!
I had a good thing going. Why did I think I was gonna do better this week? For once, I was actually doing better with SiMo. That's terrible. And the core is absolutely knackered because of just a handful of bobbleheads. Feels bad.
Tower here.
But I haven't lost yet.
there.
I'm not gonna give up. I'm tempted. I was very tempted. You saw me. I was looking for the restart button. But no, I'm going to keep trying. Okay. Yeah, the runners should be no problem. The pups should be no problem. The walkers. Okay.
Balloons are on
Objectively
the way.
better character, I say. Objectively better character. Yeah, that'll make me shut up in the future. Get them all nice and toasty. Where are you going?
Come on.
I forgot to use the mines.
Come on. Boom. All done for now.
But that's okay. I apparently didn't need them. Alright, more walkers, more screamers. Everything looks the same and good. I still need help with that patriarch later. But for now, let's just go with that.
Right. Here we go.
I don't want them to accidentally shoot the core, so I'm trying not to go left. Okay. Yeah, let them get to the maze. I call it a maze. Let them get to the towers.
Come on.
ACP is not bad. ACP does lots of damage to enemies that are in massive clumps. It's incredibly good against walkers. The focus is really good, and like it also has more like range. But like the focus gets stuck on certain towers or certain mobs. The ACP will always make sure it hits everything that passes by it. They complement each other.
Bits and pieces.
The range tower absolutely helps the ACP stand out even more. But I don't want to use the range tower until I get to the DLC where the range tower would be available. Does that make sense? Actually, I probably don't need that right now.
Not enough tower bases.
Like, the ACP is only level 2. It's not level 3 yet. It did about 90k last wave. The Focus did about the same amount of damage last wave, but it's level 3. The ACP had more opportunity to hit more enemies because there were just more enemies to hit. The Focus is good against single big enemies. The ACP is good against darn near anything. However, now we come to the other difference between the two. The ACP cannot hit those spitters. Or those spitflies. Against all these walkers, though, I think that the ACP is the answer for me. The rocket would be good, but the rocket also has a problem of having its shots get stuck on all these walls. So I could put it like here. It would get enemies like on the other side of the maze, like pushing in. Yeah, you know what? That might be a good idea. No, I need to focus on the Violator for later. I don't think any of these enemies are going to get through. I said that last time, too. A Violator will help me, though. I'll move this Violator later. I'll move this Violator to the other side later. But right now, I just need it to help me with, those armors and these spitters. Actually, I'm playing a sweet. I probably don't need help against the spitters.
They're here.
Where are you? Where are you? I know you're there. Get right in there. Up. There's poison darts in there. Now, lightning's also a good tower. I don't like lightning because it has to be upgraded in order to be useful.
Come on.
I can understand why it's good, but I would prefer to use other towers. I think this is the last enemy. Okay.
Is that all?
Alright, it's not the wave with the big guy yet. It's not the wave with the big guy yet. Yeah, let's see. Last wave, this thing will look like it's doing really good because I don't have time to analyze this right now. I don't have time to look at it. You get big.
Tower here, tower there.
Okay. Yeah, now I have time to look at it. Let's see. Yeah, this had lots of opportunity and helped with flyers. It did 88k. This did only 13k. Only 13k. It did help with the walkers that were able to get through, but only did 13k because everything died before it got to it. The Violator, on the other hand, did 36k even though it has all that opportunity to hit. I know focus lasers are really
Here we
good.
go.
I know they are really good. I'm not going to say they're not. But different towers are good for different things. I'm also playing as Sweet. And Sweet already is really good at hitting little things. I still feel like the ACP is going to be good for getting things I miss. Great big fat soakers this time. Soakers are not a problem. But I do have to start getting on these. I have to make these nice and weak so my towers can hit them harder. I do have traits that make them slower and take more damage as long as they are burning from me. So I am synergizing to make the towers look better. Because I know Sweet doesn't need any help to look better. Okay, I'm on these. Yeah, the focus is getting a little bit stuck on the hover, but not that bad. Oh, bad reload timing, Bolt. Bad reload timing. Fortunately, it doesn't seem to matter.
We're clear.
Okay. I'm gonna take all these blocks. I'm gonna take all these blocks, I'm gonna use it to make more junk for the Patriarch to have to smash through, because I don't mind that they're not getting... Like, the maze doesn't really help over here right now. I just need to have more room to fight. I need more room. Okay. Against all these walkers... Let's just have another focus. That'll help. I leave it on default so that it doesn't get stuck conflicting with the other one. Okay, more junk. I need more junk to help stop this. If I can try to keep it away from that wall over there.
This should hurt a bit.
If I can lead it to these blocks, it should get stuck on them, and it should have to deal with that. And just in case it decides to go the other way for some reason, or it punches me all the way over here, I can try to keep its attention this way. This is still a gamble. This is still absolutely a gamble. But I'm gonna try it. And a couple more over here, just to be sure. Okay. We're going to get it this time.
Balloons are on their way. Come
Yep, punch me to Africa. Alright. Where are you going? Turn around. I'm right here. Turn around. Okay. No, you don't. Okay. Excellent. Okay, now they're all gonna go towards the maze. Now the little guys are gonna get over there. Okay, I do have to make sure I get on the big guys. Have to make sure they're nice and weakened so that the towers will do more to them. Alright. Yeah, the ACP is so strong that the bulkers, or the pups, just can't even get through. The big walkers are getting double focus lasered, so that's good. Yeah, I could probably just sit back and not do anything and win this wave now. I did my job. I killed the Patriarch. Taking my drink. Yeah, they can't even get around the bed.
All done for now.
Yeah, let's see. You did 59k. You did 15k. So even the pups aren't getting through. This is just blasting them big enough. Well, that's something to know. Maybe if I had them on faster, this would be more worth it. Nevertheless, I still feel like the ACP is doing its job. Okay, tons of stuff coming from over there, all big, with a couple of pups. Armor, screamers. Alright. Get that nice and big. I shouldn't need this Violator over here anymore. It did help me with the boss. It did a grand total of 88k against the boss. That's good. I could go and retrieve all my blocks. I'm not sure that would really help me. But you know what? I'll retrieve them. Why not? I'm not timed, so why not? All this stuff is still broken, isn't it? Yeah. Get back. Now, what should be another boss over there later that makes me have to put that junk block back over. Alright, let's straighten this out. I can take all these back. We're not doing this because we have to at this point. We're doing this because we can.
Okay, this might work.
That didn't help. If I built another focus laser, we'll be able to have enough range to go around the bend. Maybe just. Maybe just. Let's do that. You go after big, go after big, you go after whatever, you go after whatever. This is fine.
Right, here we go.
I have to be careful with these screamers. I can't let them scream at the core.
Come on.
I'm gonna sit back and wait a moment. I'm gonna see. I'm risking it. No, that's dumb. Don't do that, Bolt. Don't do that, Bolt. Do not rest on your laurels. That's how you lose maps. Keep them all nice and burny, toasty. Soften them up nice and easy. Make the towers do lots of damage to them. How did you get through?
Down you go. Wow.
Has just enough health to get past the ACP. So if the focus lasers are distracted with the sheer number of other things, it gets through with about half health. That makes sense. You're the last one, right? Now, if I hadn't been hoping and rested on my own laurels like last time... Oh, what we got? 6 hovers. A couple flyers from the west. Lots of hovers. Lots and lots of hovers. A couple flyers from the west. Let's get a Violator to help me out with the flyers.
Okay, this might work.
Go after less health. I think the hovers have less health, or the flyers have less health than everything else. For that. It is a timed wave, so I don't have a lot of time to think. I could extend the maze even further back into that, though. I won't. I won't. This is fine.
This should hurt a bit. Not enough tower bases.
That's fine. I think I got stuck on a hover there. Yep. Not gonna jump because then he could miss me and hit the core. There must be a screamer on my butt. There it is. I see. One very aggressive screamer just sees me in the field and goes for me. Now, I'm glad that the screamers have less health than the hovers, so that way the Violator doesn't get stuck on that. I think that's all the flyers. How's the maze looking? Looks like Rhinos get through. Looks like hovers don't quite get through. Rhinos get through, but not them. Probably because the maze is too straight. If I had more curves near that point, the Rhinos might get stuck. Yeah, they got me. Yeah, you sneaky guys.
all done for
Alright,
now.
final wave. Lots and lots of flyers. A couple of bobbles. Oh no, bobbles! We learned from the beginning that I was just useless against them. Lots and lots of flyers. Okay, the ACP getting refunded right now. And I don't think that these are going to really help me against the bobbles, so... Nothing helps against the bobbles. The only thing that helps against bobbles is drone. And I don't have drone with me. So... rockets do excellent against flyers. So do focus lasers, but I can't really, like, keep them nearby their range. Rockets get their stuff hit by the trees and stuff around here, so I'm going to remake the maze just a little bit like that. But overall, this doesn't look like too bad of a last wave, provided I can, you know, kill the bobbles. Tell you guys all to go after little things. The Violator isn't going to help against the bobbles. Nothing does except the drone. I should have had a drone instead of the ACP. Oh well. Honestly, I feel like this is going to be enough. Maybe one big Violator, just to be sure. Go after little things. Do I have enough money for another Violator? Sure, why not? With all those firing at the flyers, I should be able to focus almost exclusively on the bobbleheads. We'll see. And all the mines will not help me on this wave, so I should use them on the boss. Hindsight's 2020.
Come on.
Fortunately, the bobbleheads are not aggressive to me. They're just gonna take 8 years walking around that long line of blocks. Which gives me plenty of time to deal with them. Are they getting through? Barely. So many rockets, though.
Come on.
Alright, they are hitting the core. Just a little bit. But now that I'm here, they shouldn't. Nope, they did anyway. Is that a loss? No, that's a win. Okay. Yeah, that could have been a lot better.
Awesomeness. We got him.
But victory's a victory. Oh yeah, I unlocked the ability to use primary weapons as secondary weapons now. That's good. That's excellent. Damage when you stand on top of the core, sure. Towers did more damage than me. That's fine. Okay. With that, I think I should be at the end. Aptly named. Alright, I feel like Skye should play this level.
Alright, let's do this.
I'll keep the same perks I had. I will definitely switch to the rocket launcher. I know it doesn't work with Skye's trait, but I'm going to use that. Just because it's fun. I learned that the drone is something that I need. You know what? Yeah, let's try just... these. These should work.
Whew. Back in the game.
I think there's mines all over this level too, but I don't know if I'll be able to find any of them. Are you a jump pad? No. Okay. Work our way through this. Lots of little glow sticks giving me light everywhere. That's nice. That's very nice of them. Take use of that double jump. Grab these balls. That's not mine. Huh. I thought that was a mine. Sure looked like one. I see one down there. Oh, there was a bunch of other platforms I missed. Whatever. You know what? Let's just go. Let's just go. Alright, there's the core, and there's the coast. We're way off the map, and now we're on the map. Nice organic core. They give me a ton of blocks. That's fun. And this is the only wave. Alright, cool. Cool.
This is gonna get him.
They give me a ton of resources, a ton of blocks. Excellent. Okay, let's take our time and think about this. It's gonna be infinitely coming enemies, probably. Until I lose. So it's just gonna be one of those levels where you gotta go until you can't. There will be bosses. I gotta make sure that I deal with the bosses. I could try and make like a hammer. Yeah, let's make a hammer. Let's make a hammer. To do that... yeah, I'll use this area down here. This is where I'm going to focus my defenses. We'll have the end of the maze be up there. This probably would have been a good level for the amp. But 6 of one, half dozen of another. Okay. I want the edge of the hammer to be down here.
This'll do it. This is gonna get him.
Okay. So, with something like this, a couple of focus lasers like that, we'll be able to reach the entire way around it. And if I put a drone here, it'll get hovers going both ways, as well as bobbles. I think that's what I'm going to want to do.
This is gonna get him.
And we force them to go down into it like that.
This'll do it. This is gonna get him.
Yeah, that's what I got on my mind.
Killing off burn.
I don't necessarily want to keep them from getting into that. What's going to be difficult about this wave is that bosses are going to come, and I'm not going to be able to rebuild.
Get him.
I'm not going to be rebuild in the least. Probably don't need that. which means I can reuse these two.
This'll do it. This is gonna get him.
What are these? Not mines. Okay, that's fine. Alright, let's get these up. Gotta have something for flyers. There you go after less health enemies. This might work. We'll find out. We'll find out. We'll see how well it does. Just get everything up to 3. I'll just leave their targeting on default. Maybe I'll change the one in the middle to highest health. Yeah, what's not level 3? That. The rocket's not and the violator's not. Let's just get them up. Hey, Jade. Yeah, that rocket looks like it's in a good position. Get another rocket here just to be sure. In the end, I know it's going to be walkers. It's always walkers. Aim for the little thing. And I'll give it last couple drops of power to that. Alright, I have no more blocks. I have no more power. I just have a great big hammer on the map of towers. Is this gonna work? Probably not. Let's see.
Boobs incoming!
That's a big loom. Oh right, I'm using tactical juxtaposition, so I have fast rocket launcher. Which is fun. Good? Maybe not. But fun! Slow assault rifle, fast rocket launcher. It's so weird. Oh! Thank you, Angry Cloud, for that follow. I really appreciate that. I'm glad that you enjoy seeing people play this game. Like, I think I'm the only person playing this game on Twitch right now. Which makes sense. This game is old. It's been played to death. It's a tower defense game, so, like... Oh, good, a boss. I have to deal with this bobblehead. What boss do I got? Oh, Copper Queen. Wonderful. I might die before I get over there. I need to make sure I don't have that go off nearby the towers. I'm gonna stay back a bit. Definitely taking hits. But it looks like they are getting through the hammer. But only just.
Come on.
Oh, another boss. And there we go. What is it? Walker. Hi there. Yep, yeah, that got me. That's gonna make the maze shorter. Knock. Yeah, I think that Walker Patriarch is what's gonna do it for me. I'm just not playing very well. And now they can completely bypass the hammer. I knew it was gonna be a Patriarch. It had to have been a Patriarch that was gonna make it lose. Here it comes. Here comes the end. I wasn't too worried about it because I knew this is like... It's one of those things where you're supposed to last until you lose, right? No, do you actually have to beat this map? If you do, then I'm going to have to rethink my strategy entirely. Yes, I actually have to win. Wow. I don't remember this map.
I don't believe this.
Alright. But now that I know that I have to do that... Let's restart. Alright, I'll play as Sweet.
Okay.
My secondary weapon will be the sniper rifle, because I unlocked the ability to do that now. I'm not going to use violators. The Hover Queen did not get through. An Amp Spire would actually be really good here. An ACP would actually be really good here. But I'm going to keep on using the rockets, because it didn't seem like all the other things were getting through. An Amp would help me out more than anything else. I'm still not trying to use DLC towers. I'm only just at the level of getting to the end of this game. So, this is what I'm going to do. The sniper rifle will help me with those bobbleheads. That's what I'm having a problem with when I'm playing as Sweet. So I need to be able to do something against that Patriarch, and I need to be able to do stuff against, other things. The drone didn't help that much. To be fair, I wasn't letting them get to the drone. The mines aren't going to help me at all. So I'm not even going to worry about picking them up. I'm going to go with the same maze design, I think. I might make changes closer to the beginning of the maze. But I do think forcing them down to this part of the map is the way to go. Unless somebody in chat has a suggestion. They want me to try something different. I'm not so stuck in my ways as to ignore help.
Okay, this might work.
Okay, Foxy. Also, hello, Foxy. I don't think this needs to be that thick, probably. It probably only needs to be that big.
I can't build there.
Yeah, that's okay. If you feel like you're having a lurking kind of day, Skye, that's fine.
Tower here, tower there.
I think I need a block over here that I can just stand on. To try and lure bosses over this way, maybe? I could stand off the map. Like, that might be beneficial. But I think just having more stuff for the Patriarch to, like, smash its way through might be better. There should only be the one Patriarch.
This
So once I get that guy down, that should be the end of the map. The Matriarch wasn't a problem. The focus lasers were able to get her. Alright, this time, I'll try that. Who knows, maybe the Amp Spire alone will be enough of a difference. Yeah, let's try something like this. Let the rockets go after little guys. Let this Violator go after big guys. That way it'll go after bosses. It'll get stuck on that Matriarch. That shouldn't be too big of a problem. Keep upgrading them. Nice big rockets. Nice big Violator. That range is ridiculous! Okay, how far is the range, or the Amp Spire reach? The Amp Spire reaches up to there. You know what? Let's move this. Let's move that rocket from there. We'll put another Violator here. That one targets big. This one also targets big. I'll put another rocket at the end of that. And you target little. Alright. Now I have about 1,000 more resources. I could build more towers, but I want to buff up all the towers I have. To the amp! Alright, so that's 50% more damage on everything else. That's like having a third Violator and an additional, like... Yeah, that's just really good. So that's going to be my force multiplier. That's probably going to be what's going to make the difference for this map. I have a bunch of trash blocks out here. Most of the enemies should go along just that top side there. So I should try to get bosses to come down this way. My maze is non-existent. That's okay. I just need to get them to the hammer.
They're here.
Okay, where are they coming? I can't quite get to the spot. Yeah, the Violators are doing work against the armors. The Spitflies are a problem for me.
Boom.
It looks like ultimately just having all these blocks here is messing with their ability to see me. And they are definitely not making it through the maze. The normal enemies just can't seem to get through all those amped up towers. The rockets are helping me out because their range is ridiculous. The sniper rifle is helping me against all these bobbleheads. I say as I miss several shots.
Bits and pieces.
Keep that hover queen nice and toasty, so that way the towers will be able to do good damage against her. I'm not gonna bother getting near her. Oh, what got me? I gotta get that bobble. I don't want to die. Just run. Just run. Ah, no. That's not good. Oh, hi. Unfortunately, that guy isn't gonna be coming for me. Respawn point is forever away. One enemy got through. What are you? I have to go stop that, wall. Force taking hits. The core can take hits right now. I need to kill that. Nope. I'm getting bounced around. Oh no. Oh no. There goes the hammer, there goes the amp, there goes the level. Alright, so lesson learned. That didn't work. I might just need to use DLC towers just to beat the level. Or I might want to drop the difficulty for this level. I had a solid plan. It kind of worked. I still died at the same spot. Lots of perks, lots of abilities. I don't want to use any of those yet. I think my weapons are fine. I need something to help me with the boss, though.
Okay.
Now, I'm not really sure what's going to accomplish that. I don't know if the violators are doing their job. You know what'll help me? I don't need rockets. I need an ACP. I know somebody last map was like, the ACP really isn't pulling its weight, but with the sheer volume of enemies that are coming, I think this thing constantly firing, when buffed up by an amp, will help me. I do need the violators to help me against that Patriarch, so I do need to program these to target big things. This is not helping me against bosses, and I don't think I'm going to need this to help weaken them. Slowing enemies is good. Having enemies take more damage is good. But this isn't helping me. So... what can I do to help me kill bosses? This. It's basic. It still lets me hit weak spots. It's just a good, solid, random damage buff. That might be the one that I need to go with. Is Okova. 600 level 1 Gatlings. If there wasn't a tower cap of 15, I would try that. I know you're kidding. I know. Shoot. Like, you know what? Let's just try. Exploding corpse. Okay, you know what? Let's retry. I'll try corpse explosion. I don't think that's going to help me with the boss, but I will try corpse explosion because you recommended it.
Okay.
Corpse explosion instead of that. I don't want to use DLC stuff yet. That is the only limiter I'm putting on myself.
Okay. I'm up.
I could also drop the difficulty. I'm playing on what is essentially normal. I'm only playing on 2 out of 5. I do think the hammer is fine. I don't think I need to move my bases back because the Patriarch's just going to get to him anyway. There were enemies getting through the hammer last time, though. And the only thing I can think of that was really different was... not having a drone. But that wouldn't really do it, right? Like, I think drones dispense a drone onto, like, every enemy that comes by.
Tower here.
But I don't think that would make enough of a difference to how I had that set up.
I can't build there.
So let's see, without the rockets, but with the ACP. A really buffed up ACP should be able to handle,
This should hurt a bit.
like, on its own, walkers and or screamers. Maybe not screamer matriarchs, but it should be able to handle those things. Okay, so I'll put the amp here again.
Okay, this might work.
I do feel like the amp helped a lot. If I put an ACP here, will it hit anything outside this? That is absolutely a question. It might have to be here. Or here. Like, here it might have the most opportunity. So let's go with that. Let's get these up to 3. That's already 3. I probably will end up overcharging it later, but I need to get more towers up now. Like, more violators might be the answer. We'll see. Towers around the amp ACP are good to have up. So, more level 1 focus lasers? That's what you think was a good idea?
I can't build there.
That could be a try. That could be worth trying, yeah. Yeah, get the ACP up, get the amp up. Hit the tower limit. Bend this out so I have more room nearby the amp spire. More violators, I guess? Okay, so level 3 violators I'll have target big thing. Alright, yeah, just get the tower cap. Alright. How many more is in range of that? I could flex this out a little bit more. Just to get 2 more towers in the range. That way, all 15 towers would be within range of the amp spire.
Tower here, tower there.
Yeah, this might be good. We'll find out. We'll find out. Okay, so that's a tower cap of 15. I still have a little bit of resources. We have a lot of violators. We have a lot of focus lasers. We have 1 really powerful ACP. 1 really powerful focus laser. You know what? Yeah, we need 1 really powerful focus laser. So you to go after big thing only. Yeah, and then just throw everything else into the amp. This might work. This might work. We'll try it. We'll try it. I do feel like having these extra, like, blocks just out here did slow it down a little. Not a lot. But just having something to break the line of sight with some of the looms. I feel like giving it one long, like, line of stuff to try and break as I shoot it and try and lure it onto that line might be a good idea. Yeah, this might be good. This is worth trying. If nothing else, this is worth trying. This looks horrible. This looks horrible, but you know... But you know, it just might work. We'll see.
The
There's
looms
something
are
in
on
there.
their way.
Yeah, with all my rockets. I think I'm getting better at hitting those Spitflies, though. Yeah, so far this looks like it's working. Oh, no, you don't. I'm not at the hard part yet, am I? Wait, there's something on the core? What's on the core? Not even giving these bobbleheads a chance now. Whatever was on the core, it's not a problem now. I think a Violator must have got it. Oh shoot, the Matriarch is here. Alright, the level 1 focus laser thing doesn't seem to be doing it. Or maybe I need to hit her more. Probably that. I might have spoke too soon. Yeah, the ACP absolutely isn't doing it, huh? Alright, let's try again. Maybe I was trying the ACP with the, Ah! Where did I go? Oh, yeah, he got through already. And they're already on the core. Yeah, I'll try switching out the ACP back for rockets.
Oh snap!
I sure went somewhere.
Back to fighting. No.
Well darn. Thank you, Zolkova. Yeah, the ACP is not my answer. Not without the range. You know what? You know what? Heck it. I have the DLC. I have the range. You guys mind if I use the range? Or should I stick to my guns about, like, beating it with just things I have? Yeah, spire it up. Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go. I'll stick with the explosive rounds. I'm only sold. I know the spires work a lot better when you're in multiplayer, but the range and the ACP are such a good combination. That this might be enough. If someone asked me to try and beat it again later with not using the DLC towers, like, technically being a higher level doesn't make you better at the game. It just gives you more options to try things. So, let's try the same maze design one more time. Having other players for this level would also, like... I'm pretty sure it gives you even more money? Not blocks. Money?
Okay, this might work. This should
Which means that you can build even more level 3 towers?
Okay, this might work. Tower here, tower there.
Yep, building the same maze again. Okay, this time... we're going to use both the spires. When spires are level 3, they can affect that much block. So maybe I need to have these two switch places. Yeah, I should have been thinking about that. Even without me there, though, the Patriarch did take longer to get there. Okay, now with those there, this range-boosted ACP can now get this entire loop. If I'm feeling ridiculous, let's make this 1,000. 999, that's fine. How big is that? A little bit bigger. Now it gets to the other end of that loop. I could have built this where the range spire is now, and now it could just get everything all the time. But we don't want just that. So, alright, I think that's enough range. So the ACP is now good. Now I need other towers that are able to hit other things. So the range can hit that far away. So if I build a focus laser here, with this ridiculous range, it's now that big. Yeah, you guys only go after big things now. Heck the little things. I don't have violators, but that's okay. Because now, my focus lasers have the range to try and reach things that I wasn't able to get before. So, they aren't violator range.
Tower here, tower there.
Just lots and lots and lots of focus lasers now. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's good. I think I need more high-level focus lasers. Flex these out one more. Got another focus laser or two in there. Yeah, one range boosted ACP. I could make it completely ridiculous and have this go the entire map. I won't. Alright, so... Now that that's like that... Where am I? Where am I standing? I'm blue. Okay. Try one of these. We're still gonna make that go that way. And we're still gonna make this go out this way.
Hurt a bit. Tower here, tower there.
That should help slow down the Patriarch. Maybe? You should get stuck on some of those. That should be good. I still have plenty of power, too. The rest of it goes into the amp. We'll see if I need more range, we'll see if I need more whatever. We're just going to try and beat this map. Alright, the ACP isn't quite hitting the whole map, but the ACP is hitting a lot more than it's supposed to. So I don't think any normal enemies are going to get through this. So I'm going to tell all these guys to go after only big guys. And if they're all burning down the biggest enemies, then that should keep them all occupied.
Okay, this might work.
Oh, I'm worried. I'm still worried. I could get, like, you know what, this isn't really helping that much. We could cut that short a little bit. Probably get a little bit more junk over here. We'll see what happens. This might help, this might not. Worst case scenario, I try again.
Right, here we go.
Where are you?
Boom.
I hear the ACP working.
Come on.
Wait, there's something on the core? Okay, the ACP isn't working. What even is on the core? Okay, Matriarch's Reamers are getting through. The ACP clearly just needs to be stronger. Like, that's what worked for the Abandoned Lab, so it should work for other levels, right?
Bits and pieces.
Okay, which one? You. Once I find out the magic number to get the ACP to.
Come on.
Okay, the Queen didn't make it through. But the Walker Warriors are. It looks like they aren't making it through with that much health.
Wow.
So the ACP probably just needs a little bit more. I gotta get in position. Okay. Good luck, Mace. Come on. Gotta get next to you.
Come on.
Gotta get your attention. I can deal with the core later. Okay, I think the Patriarch's dead. Okay. What's on the core? Bobbleheads. Okay.
Come on.
I need to get that super armor stuck. Let's have it aimed that way. Oh, Snorker's right. What's on the core? Me every time in this game. What's on the core today? Oh no, multiple bosses. Oh no.
Boom.
And Snorkers? Oh no.
Come on.
Yeah, that's right. Come after me. No, you don't. Okay. What's left? One super armor? Now here's the question. Was it the ACP? Or was it me playing better? Was it the range on all the focus lasers? Or was it me playing better? Was it the range fire in general? Hi, Mills. If this is the only enemy left, it's not getting through that maze.
Come on.
I could like get closer to the maze. Like it's not doing a lot, just getting stuck on me. Alright, so all the trash blocks absolutely did help. The Patriarchs absolutely did beat my bum. Okay, it's in range of some focus lasers now. Now I can switch around. Yeah, the focus lasers are melting it. I win!
We made it.
Excellent. All sorts of things. Last 3 towers built more damage. You know, that might have been really good. That might have made the ACP actually good enough to do it. Ah, goodness. Oh, I didn't die that time, too. Maybe that made a difference.
I'm okay, no worries.
Semi-interactive credits. I get to stand here and look at the city that I've sworn to protect. I just started the core, like way out there in the middle of nowhere. And I woke up this great big thing. So the city has all these great big, like, super towers. And they're just shooting at this thing, but it, sure doesn't look like it's doing a lot, does it? Yeah, the credits sure are plane that's over there. Yeah, it doesn't let me jump off to my death. So I have to sit here and watch this great big guy approach the city for my credits. Yeah, I had fun. And that was the base game. I did have to use a DLC tower to beat the base game. So, I might try it again without the ranged spire some other time, but I wanted to beat it now. I wanted to beat it on stream now. It's just such a shame that Goat Simulator was so good and so successful that we'll never see another Sanctum. Well, I mean, never say never, but you know. So that's that. That's the swamp. That's everything from the swamp. So next time, I can start on the coastline and work my way through all the DLC maps. But I think that's all that I was going to do now. Yeah, Foxy, did you know that they're going to be making another one? It's coming out soon? Yeah, I was just as shocked as you are. I will not be playing that. I will not be playing that. Like, this is much more my speed. I love Sanctum. I'm not very good at it, but I love it. Why not play Goat Simulator? Because then that, like... I don't know, that says a message to the developer, oh, I'll play any game you make. Right? Ah, well. Maybe I'm thinking too highly of myself. Maybe I should just, like, play it. Just for the sake of playing it. Because, like, it is something. Is it fun, though? I guess that's up to the person playing the game. Right. Play what you like. So that was Sanctum 2. That was the swamp. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. I had fun, and I hope that you had fun, too. I'm gonna eat. I hope that you all have a pleasant rest of your day. Goodbye.